Hi, mi nombre Dickhead. It's currently 4:22 a.m. in the afternoon and I'm making this whatever it is. There's a title there somewhere. I don't even know what the hell it's supposed to be. I just wanted to talk. I'm using a different mic. I bought this thing a long time ago thinking I was going to do like VR stuff. That probably sounded fucking great. My controllers are shaking. Maybe you know me. You probably don't, at least not really. I'm going to sit down, I think. I think that might be a little bit better. I don't know if I want to stand. Hopefully this looks okay. You will now witness a man sit. Ugh. Fuck. I can't see. Oh god. Ugh. That's my ass. Oh. Alright. What? Never seen a man sit before? This looks fucking stupid. Oh, I love it. Okay. Hi. Hello. If you don't know, I can actually see like a little mirror of myself the model in the headset, and yeah, that looks fan-fucking-tastic. Oh god, okay. Alright, I am now on the floor. Have you ever felt like a crab before? I don't know if that's an expression or my legs are coming out of my ass. Um, okay. Where was I before I did this? There's gonna be a lot of pauses in here. I'm probably just gonna end up cutting this. I'm gonna leave the audio raw too. I don't give a shit anymore. Normally, like, I have the whole big setup thing with the SM7B, the 286S, the EQ, the compressor, it doesn't fucking matter. Things end up sounding very samey then, because when everyone's using the same thing, I gotta remember to actually like use my hands, or else they're just gonna look like this. 8 years, 9 years, doesn't matter. I was like 17, 18. I'm 27 currently. I have to keep saying that to myself because it doesn't make any fucking sense half the time. I like to think that I started doing videos with the best of intentions, and I don't even know if that's true because I don't even know what my intentions were. I often go between like 20 different things on the why. Why did I do that? Why did I make that thing? Why did I say that? Why am I this? I tried a lot of things growing up. Anything that like came across my eyeballs that seemed interesting, it was like I want to try that too. Not to experience it for myself, but to see if I could learn something from it or improve myself in some way or it in some way. That led to me jumping around the like 40 different things. I picked up guitar and learned chords. That was that's really all I knew for like 5 fucking years, was some of basic open chords and notes. I picked up playing baseball. I did that for like a year or two before I found out that physical exercise is hell. At least at the time, it was hell. Now it's great. Now I enjoy it. I find meaning, purpose, and things in that, and that's nice. I'd look around and I'd see people who really clung to one thing or a couple of things that made them, at least in my eyes, special or unique or different, and I wanted that too, but all I had was I played video games a lot, too much. Looking back on it, it was like get home from school, fucking game. It could have been fucking Madagascar for the PS2 or Call of Duty. I didn't care really what I played as long as I was playing and I would enjoy that. And of course, there was more social element than this. People I knew like in real life, and then people I'd meet online, and you'd be friends with these people and build these things up, and it was a great time. And that's kind of how I got into all of this, I guess, was because of things like that. It wasn't that I didn't have interest in other things. I think it was mostly just that I was afraid of not being good at anything, like right away. And I think that's a pretty common fear with people, not starting, because fuck it, I'm not gonna be perfect at this thing. I'm not gonna be good at it. Therefore I shouldn't even try it. I shouldn't even do it. And I still think like that a lot. I've been thinking like that a lot. It's scary sometimes. I scare myself a lot. But more recently, I think I've been trying to push into different things again, picking up instruments, picking up other hobbies, trying to actually learn these things either from the ground up or from wherever I left them last, and finding that there's a sense of progress in these things. Looking back at how I was with this, whatever this is, and where I am now with this, or how much further I can go by just chipping away piece by piece. I've never been good at this. I know it. Believe me, I fucking know it. Mostly because I don't know what to do. I get so in my head about shit where it's like I can see an idea or a thing as crystal clear as possible, but I don't really know how to communicate that. I don't know how to put here out there. 8 years. And I started with just, wanting to be Markiplier, wanting to be Jacksepticeye, wanting to be PewDiePie, wanting to be anyone except me. I've never had a clear mental image of what the fuck that's supposed to be. And then the whole point, I guess, is like to draw it yourself, to fill in those gaps, figure it out. And for some reason that never really happened much. I mean, it's happened, but it's never been... I've never had a secure sense of self, if that makes sense. Really weird to say that when I look like this right now. And that bled into here. Because when I started, you can go back 8-9 years and listen to those videos. I'm faking my voice. And some I'm trying to sound deeper, and some I'm trying to sound raspier, and some I'm trying to sound anything that isn't me. And it makes me a little sad that that's how I viewed myself then. But even now, I continue to view myself like that. I've just given reasons for it. I might not be trying to put on voices and shit unless I'm, character or something. Or I'm trying to be really fast, super hyper edit. It's fucking bullshit. That is bullshit. Maybe I'll get to that if I remember. Who knows? I don't even know how long I've been going for. Maybe like 10 minutes now, which is fine. This will probably be all cut up a bit. I don't know. It'll be raw, but not raw. It's gonna medium rare. Sound good? Rare? I prefer rare, personally. Anyway, I don't. Where was it? I do that, and then I got a little bit more comfortable in my own style, and I was happy to figure things out as I went. You know, that's when I felt best doing this, was when I was learning different things, whether it was experimenting with thumbnails or titles or descriptions or testing, A/B testing different things. And it's like, well, what if I change this edit, or what if I do this effect or something? It's not so much like, does it have an impact on people finding it or looking at it, but does it have an impact on how it flows or how it appears, or insert X, Y, Z. Because now when I make something, I try to make sure that I'm watching it and I'm looking at it, that it's moving fluidly, that it makes sense, and that I'm not like jumping from here to here in the span of like a millisecond. But back then, of course, it was all just unedited, raw gameplay for the most part, and then it got increasingly more complex over time because I wanted it to get more complex. I wanted to actually feel like I was doing something again, and getting stuck in doing the same thing over and over again in the same way really drags things down. And I'd noticed it very fucking quickly in those early days, because it's like picking a game, or well, because that's what I did, and I made Let's Plays. I would find myself repeating jokes, repeating expressions, repeating things, repeating the way that I would edit, repeating the way that I would cut things and move them around and all that. And I really started to not like that, which is really weird, because I like creating these little systems for everything. Like, even this has a system that I've pieced together with like different pieces of software for it to function how I want it to, clearly how I want it to. I keep losing my train of thought, so this is gonna be very rambly, and I'm sorry for that. But okay, that's another thing. I script a lot. I pre-plan the shit out of everything, and I think that's one way that I've kind of just continued what the mental processes I had already had before have just evolved into this then, where it's like I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to sit down and just try to talk and say what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling, because I feel like it comes out too slow. You know, it's not snappy, it's not, well worded. I'm not eloquent in the way that I'm doing things. But then that makes me wonder if that's the human element then, and I'm ripping that out when I don't do it. And I haven't done it for a long time. I mean, the closest you get are like the streams that I used to do. But even now, I'm afraid of doing that because of how accustomed I've gotten to just writing shit. It sounds really stupid then when I say it, where it's like, you write a gameplay video? Yeah. Yeah. From start to finish. That is one thing I'll give those no commentary channels something for. Thanks, guys. And all that is just, it's the same thing. It's trying to be something that I don't really know if I am. Trying to be funny, trying to be entertaining. Oh, I just hit something. I can't see, so I'm gonna wiggle a little bit back over here. Okay, there you go. I like how this looks. This looks really weird. Back to wherever I was at. Where was I? See, this is it's also why I can't do this. I just end up forgetting. I need like bullet points at least or something, or I just lose track. And then I'll gravitate towards like the first thought that I have, which right now is talking about the first thought that I have, and then just that's it. That's my topic now. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know. But this is me. Hi. Hello. I go by Killjoy. Or in the case of the beginning, Dickhead. See, now that's a planned edit. I can remember that, but I can't remember what I'm actually fucking talking about. Maybe it's because it's always like I'm here and my thought and emotion is... I just lost my earphone. Where the hell did that go? I was really in a box back then, and I put myself there. I just wanted to do games, and I wanted to be funny, and I wanted to entertain through those two things. And in some cases, I think I succeeded at that. But as a grand overall, it's hard to look at this without thinking, am I, or have I just wasted all my fucking time? But then I look at what I've learned. Everywhere. I can connect everything back to this in some way, shape, or form. I can connect the technologies that I've gotten, the little interests I've picked up, my knowledge of microphones, of video, of software, of hardware, of everything goes back to doing YouTube, playing games. Even the way that I meet people or met people before was always through games, was always through YouTube or different mediums like this. I never set expectations, or at least I always say I don't. I always say that I go in with nothing in the brain. Oh, I don't care, I expected nothing anyway. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's what I say outwardly to protect myself. To protect myself from criticism. To protect myself from fear. But really, I'm idealistic as fuck. There's not a moment where I'm not envisioning the best possible outcome or the greatest of achievement or thing within it for no reason other than just because. Like, I look at it and I'm like, will I get that? I don't know. Maybe. But to me, that's the best outcome. That rarely ever fucking happens. And I think for a little while that created this huge sense of disappointment in everything. And I mean everything, not just here, but within myself. And that would affect when I was in school, that would affect work, that affected relationships and everything, because I started viewing it with this perfectionistic mindset, knowing full well better than anyone else, I think, that I'm not fucking perfect. And I was proving that every single day through different means and different substances, and all of it just to not be me, to get away from here, and to just, I don't know, to be something or someone else briefly for a few moments that I would turn into a whole day, that would become a whole week, that would become a whole month. And then by the end of it, physically being so fucked up I couldn't move. And then eventually being so fucked up mentally that it just snaps. But always knowing and always looking at it and going, there is no one to blame but you. And I think that was the worst fucking part. I wanted so badly to blame something or someone or circumstance or whatever, and now I look at it and I just fucking can't. And that's why I look at this and I view this whole thing and myself as a bit of a failure. That doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. That's not a definitive, this is it, this is what it is, and it's always going to be like that. Can't. I won't let it in some way, shape, or form. I don't just mean YouTube and this channel, but in general, with life, with work, with relationships, with everything. I sit still a lot. I like to observe things. I want to understand before I move in, before I actualize. It's really weird where it's like, that's my gut reaction, is to observe something, to gather as much as I can about it. But just going into something too, I'm fine 90% of the time. And even if I'm not, I will be. And I know I will be. But I still have a hard time trusting myself. Because I still don't have that clear image of who or what I'm supposed to be. Saying I'm still figuring it out or anything like that just feels like I'm coping with it rather than trying to fix it. But then trying to fix it never feels like I'm actually fixing it. But then I'll catch brief moments and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm a human. And I think I forget that a lot. I'm able to see it in other people quickly. So often I can catch that one little thing, and maybe it's from all the observation. I can see it in anyone, but I can't see it in myself. Like I discussed here, it seems like I've never been able to. And it's weird. It feels like I should. I have a natural distrust of groups, though. I do a lot better in a one-on-one. I used to think it was groups I did better in, but that was just because I was drunk every single fucking day. Or high, or both. Usually both. And being around people was fun, but it was a selfish fun because I just wanted to be the loudest voice in the room. That was it. That's all that really propelled it. And looking back on it, it's a fucking idiot. This is supposed to be about YouTube, but it just very much feels like it became about my fucking psyche. Or lack thereof. But I think it all connects, it all relates in some way. I still feel like I'm learning every single day in everything that I do. And I think I should view that as a gift in its own way, that I haven't lost that I haven't given up on that, or that I haven't given up in general. This was the year that I planned to kill myself. Sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. Plan to, but I'm going to keep experimenting with it and try my fucking damnedest to keep learning from it all and to say and make the stuff that I maybe need for myself. Yeah, that's what this is. Some fucked up therapy session held by me, for me, not watched by me though. God, I if this goes out, then all of this is included. I don't want to be anywhere near it. And I know that. I know I don't. I want to stay as far away from it as possible, and I know that's not right. I can't just put these pieces of me out there and not have it and not look at it for what it is. A scared fucking child, still so fucking afraid of nothing. The dark. That's all in here. Maybe it comes from here. That's something for someone far smarter than me to figure out. I'm kind of drawing a blank now at this point, so I think that might be a good time to end it. Anyway, thanks for listening to this strange man ramble about his existentialism and fucked up whatever. Maybe in some way you relate to that.